Hello and welcome. My name is Ruta. I am emotional well-being practitioner, female coach, trauma integration specialist, and holistic womb healing enthusiast. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that came to me through my own experience. It's a comparison of feminine energy and how we take fights or stand versus masculine energy and how they take fights or stand. So with the feminine energy, fight is completely different concept. I am discovering this as I am going through my own journey with integrated, aligned feminine energy. And it basically made me think, why am I so tired when I go for fighting mode? For example, if I need something or I want something, and then I go into like, I need this, I have to have it, I have to get it somehow, or you have to give it to me, or everybody needs to give it to me. And after that, I'm just usually so exhausted that at some point it's like, was the fight even worth it? And I realized this is part of information. If you know about human design or other astrology placements, so some beings, they have a little bit more feminine energy set up because of their astrological imprints, or let's say projectors are also quite more feminine in their nature, so regardless if you're male or female. However, since I'm a woman and I am female coach and I mainly work with women, I take it from perspective of feminine, as in from someone who was born as a woman and stays in that embodiment. So how to activate it and how to keep it ongoing, especially in times like, for example, fights, like fights with your partner. Your partner is your mirror, and usually in your day-to-day situations you get to choose how you are going to approach what you are standing for or what you need, how you're going to express, how you're going to establish your boundaries. And with strangers it's usually way more easier. When with people that are closest to you, that love you the most and that you love them the most, is actually the hardest. Especially if you are like me, somebody who doesn't really like to go on direct upfront conflict mode. So I found that with embodied feminine energy, or let's say stepping into embodied feminine energy, this can become much more easier task than just fighting and feeling like we are in a field of somebody else carrying weapons which are not ours. So with the feminine energy, the starting point is actually connecting to your heart space. So for example, if you're feeling hurt, or you're feeling misunderstood, or you're feeling unheard, unseen, instead of going into like, you did this to me, your fault, going into, okay, own it. This is my feelings. First of all, these are my feelings. These are my feelings. I feel hurt. I feel unseen. I feel misunderstood. Once you own that, you are connecting to your empathy center in your heart, and then you can act from there. So with the feminine energy, doing it in a feminine way, you act from the compassion center. You act with the openness. You don't say, this is just my way and I'm right and you're wrong. You go into, these are my feelings. These are my feelings. It's also very useful to recognize that most of the triggers that we get are just the reflections and the echoes of our trauma back from childhood or our earlier life, when we had some experiences that probably didn't work out the best way. And then once we get these triggers in the daily situations is basically call for readjustment, call for integration. So, and this is how you do it: connecting with your heart space. Step 1, owning that these are your feelings. 2, understanding that this is something that needs to be communicated. Very rarely you can resolve conflicts on your own. At least you need to communicate how you feel. Even if the entire conflict and entire situation was because of something that was triggered in you, in your emotional space, it wouldn't happen if you wouldn't be matched for it, and usually your partner or another family member, close friend, is working as a mirror basically for you to show it, this is unhealed, or this is some kind of readjustment needed, some realignment needed. And once you communicate, then you can basically open that space. So this is my feelings, these are my emotions, this is how you let's say, or this thing that you said made me feel, and I'm also open to accept whatever you are feeling and whatever is your perspective and what is your truth. And it's not always possible to actually have this conversation, like a psychologist or like a therapist or like a coach, especially in your personal relationship, because you are in subjective mode, you're not in an objective mode. So a good thing is actually become this kind of like a space, first of all, for yourself, like all-inclusive space, all-inclusive energy field, like an energy pool. And once you have that for yourself, you are also able to hold it for the other. And then like that, you are able to bring in both energies inside. And then you don't go and kind of like, okay, now this is blah, 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 bum, 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 you did this, I did that, now you need to do a X, Y, Z. Important thing is also allow yourself to be with it. So give it some time for that energy to kind of settle in. Even how you feel is the first, and then accepting the perspective of the other is how he feels or how she feels. And then you have this capacity where you expanded your heart and you're not going in a tunnel vision, only accepting this is mine, this is my way, this is my reality, this is my truth, and it has to be everybody's truth. You at the same time accepting and making space for the other, and like that you actually, instead of being this, you become that. I'm in a vertical mode so you can't see, but basically you become that. So that's my reflection for today for the feminine energy, and it was relevant, so I decided to post it before I forget. Sometimes brilliant ideas comes in and then I'm like, okay, make a note, and then oh no, I didn't make a note, and then what was that realization that I had? So that's that today. Welcome to my channel. You're welcome to connect with me or share your views or send me an email if you have your own situation going on. And I will see you next time. Hello and also goodbye from Bali.